What's going on, guys? Aldrin Estacio here with FlytPath.com. Now, with the release of the DJI Mini 3, they gave us two different battery options. The first one is a standard battery, which keeps your drone, as far as weight goes, it keeps your drone under that 250 gram mark. Now, while it's a lower capacity battery at 2453 milliamps, it's still, or they're rating it to still provide you about 34 minutes of flight time. Now, if you do want longer flight time and you're not worried about staying under that 250 gram mark, DJI is releasing this one right here, which is the new Intelligent Battery Plus. This larger 3850 milliamp battery is rated to give you up to 47 minutes of flight time. Now, these minutes, of course, are based on DJI's testing in ideal conditions. Also, the drone is moving at a slow pace, so you're able to maintain a higher flight time when it has a little bit momentum going. Now, of course, how you fly, the weather conditions you're in, the altitude, what mode you're in, if you're in sport mode, how hard you're flying, all those things take into consideration when you're talking about flight time, because if you are in different modes and different environments, of course, you're gonna get a lot less. Now, what I like to do here is just do a basic hover test, because these are things that I can kind of control. I can't really control how you guys fly, but I just wanted to see, as far as time-wise goes, the standard battery is rated for 34 minutes. The Plus battery is rated for 47 minutes. I just want to see how well they do here at a standard hover. All right, so we have a brand new battery here on the DJI Mini 3. This is a 2453 milliamp battery, the smaller capacity battery. We are at 99% right now. So let's get this thing up in the air. We have 24 satellites, so we should be good. All right, so we have obstacle avoidance turned off. The drone is just hovering here. I did auto takeoff. We are gonna see how well this goes. And like I said, we started at 99% on the battery, and it is saying that we have about 35 minutes or so, 34 and a half minutes for full depletion. But like I said, it's always gonna change depending on how you fly, where you're flying. Right now it's an overcast day, but let's just see how well this thing does. And I'm gonna bring it to about that 5% until it probably has a little bit of forced landing. I really like how smooth it sounds in the air. I'm very impressed as far as it just being super stable, just locked in right here. Once I took it up in the air and did the auto takeoff, I haven't touched it, and it's been rock solid. All right, we're 6.5 minutes in. We are currently at 79%, and it says here we still have about 28 minutes to go. Just crossed the 24-minute mark. Says we have a little over 3 minutes until forced landing. Okay, battery level low, return to home. Low battery, return to home promptly. Okay, not a problem. Looks like forced landing is probably gonna kick in around that 10% mark. I'm gonna try to go to about 5%. So it's in forced landing right now. I am just actually manually trying to keep the drone up in the air. And let's let this thing come down at about 5%. And we are at 5, coming down. Stop. 5% left, 28 minutes, 15 seconds. All right, here we go with the larger Plus battery, the 3850 milliamp battery. This one's rated for 47 minutes. That is a ton of time up in the air, but like I mentioned, if you do use this larger capacity battery, it is heavier, so you will be going over that 250 gram mark. We are starting off at that 99% on the battery. At 96%, we are looking at 35 minutes until return to home, 38 and a half minutes until forced landing, 42 minutes until full battery depletion, and I'm a minute and a half in. So we are probably still looking, like I mentioned, about that 40-minute flight time until the forced landing kicks in. So if we get 40 minutes, that's gonna be awesome. Honestly, this Plus battery is gonna be a huge, huge deal. And that overstated word as far as game changer goes, come on, 40 minutes, even if you were to fly it, say in sport mode or regular mode, pushing 35 minutes of flight time, actually flying it, that is a ton of time up in the air. All right, little update, check in. We are at 22 minutes, and we are coming up on 22 minutes, and we have 47% battery life remaining. Now, I think one of the questions is, why would you need this much battery life? But at the end of the day, having the option to be able to fly like this long is so good because of the fact that if you are using this thing for an event or a time lapse or a hyperlapse, you don't necessarily shoot right away sometimes. You want to get it up in the air, you want to position it. That still takes up some battery life. Then if you do something like a time lapse or a hyperlapse, being up in the air too, it gives you the ability to have a longer hyperlapse. And if you're doing this and using this thing for a project or you know, any clientele or anything like that, sometimes you have to have the drone up in the air and then wait. You have to wait for something to happen. You have to wait for the subject to come in screen. You have to wait for the biker to come or the runner to go by. And sometimes you're not always shooting. So having the ability, having that extra minutes up in the air is definitely a big deal. All right, 43, about 40 seconds left. We are coming up on 10%. Now we have the critically low. Charge your battery promptly. Low battery, confirm low battery landing. Hit confirm and it's gonna come down, but I am gonna keep this thing up until that 5% mark. So it is trying to go into forced landing right now. Hold this thing up in the air until about that 5%. Auto landing at 5%. Hit stop. 38 minutes, 7 seconds is what I got for a basic hover. And there it is, guys. The two batteries that the DJI Mini 3 offers, the standard battery as well as the plus battery. Huge, huge, huge difference. 28 minutes, or at least for my hover time test, 28 minutes of the rated 34 for hover on the standard battery, and then 38 minutes with 5% as well, rated for 47 minutes on the plus battery. That is huge. 10 minutes more up in the air. Yes, you are going to be going over that 50 or 250 gram mark because the battery weight is a little bit more, but almost 40 minutes of flight time is absolutely insane with this drone right here. Like I talked about earlier, it sounds a lot quieter. I think the larger propellers have the bring the tone down a lot more compared to the smaller kind of squealing type of noise that the Mini would have. But super, super nice. And then having that additional flight time is a big deal. Of course, if you guys want to see a lot more DJI Mini 3 videos, make sure you guys check out this video up here, as well as the playlist down below in the video description. As always, if you guys got some value from this video, a big like would be much appreciated. Of course, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos. This is Ultra Anastacio with FlytPath.com. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.